Hey everyone, and I've got a pretty special dropship here. Now I've got the original. She's a little worse for wear. We've been through some pretty heavy drops, as you can't tell from some of the carnage here. But that said, I'm going to be comparing these two. Now, this one, I just finished it up a little bit ago. As you can see, she's a pretty lightweight version. You know, obviously this is a mock. I did pick this up on AliExpress. I think it was around 90 US, and it does lead to the fact of just being a little smaller, which also kind of fits the scaling of the actual older style gunships paired with this one. So I'm gonna say it, the weakest point on this is the legs. They just don't hold anything. It's also lacking the ability here to pick up, where this has like this whole mechanism. So I think later what I'm going to do is try to reinvent these legs to mimic this approach, which, you know, they got the aesthetics down, but it just doesn't functionally work the same. Now, with that being said, it also is lacking some artillery there, some, you know, rocket pods. It does kind of have the ability to open this up, but there's no storage. Like, I mean, you could maybe put a blaster right there. This does drop down, although it did fall off. This was a real treat because it kept popping the cockpit off, but anyways, aesthetically, it definitely looks really cool. You know, obviously with it being a mock and not an official Lego set, some things don't fit perfect. I will say AliExpress has got a bad rap, you know, a lot of these kind of Leppen style builds. I didn't have any problems with the piece quality. I mean, I'm literally nothing's budging. So with that said, comparing it to, you know, the Lego variant here, you know, this has obviously got the actual cargo spots here, and it's ready to come see you. And it has the ability to actually, you know, not only include the ATOT, but also carry that in flight as well. So pretty awesome. Super big fan of this, obviously. And whenever I saw this, I was like, man, I gotta have it. So that said, you know, it does have the rear turret, rear cannon, which this has got one and it fell off. Kind of like the front ones. The fitment of those was kind of flaky. But I did kind of throw these stickers on there to kind of give it that Republic approach. Now, you might be asking, well, you know, having one of these is kind of ridiculous enough. Why do you have a smaller one? So I've got all of these clones, all these Rebel, and all these Resistance fighters. I'm going to be turning this into a whole like mock kingdom, essentially, of like the Rebels, of the First Order, of the droids, and kind of you know, like Death Watch style approach there, as well as the Empire that is occupying that box currently. So I've also got Halo stuff as well. I'm gonna get into that at some point, and I've got Nerf. So with that said, I do not like the you know, kind of like clone police force that Palpatine used. In my mind, you know, the clones with Order 66 and the inhibitor chips were kind of forced into that position. But I feel like these guys, you know, I think it was Fox though. I like that one. The one who was taken out in the minigun scene whenever he was trying to protect Padme. But anyways, with that said, in my mind, these guys fully embraced the Empire, and they would have been, you know, feet first to go right, you know, pick up any Jedi and stuff like that. Whereas the regular clones, you know, probably if they would have had it their way, they probably would have said like, I don't know, let's really see if they've done all these terrible things that the Emperor is accusing them of. So with that said, this is going to be dropping in some of the enforcement vehicles whenever we actually build our mock, whenever the Empire tries to stage an invasion. So we needed something to actually enable the Empire to drop in their pretty heavy transports. So this is going to be the perfect thing for that. It does have the cockpit, and I do have a load of spares. I need to get a console screen to put in there. I think it came with one. I didn't see it though. There was a lot of jumbled pieces because this didn't follow any sort of instructions that, like, you know, the Lego set did. So with that being said, pretty happy with this. I would definitely buy it again if I had the need. It's kind of like this one though, expensive. I don't really need two of those. Maybe if things take off, but anyways, this is definitely really cool. Be sure to check it out on AliExpress. I'll leave a description in the description of kind of what to search for there. You know, there's a lot of different buyers. I will say AliExpress has gotten a lot better over the years as far as actually making sure that you get the items that you're purchasing. So before I actually got a credit card just to buy things off AliExpress, you know, was really trying to make sure that I wasn't getting scammed. And nowadays they offer essentially like purchase protection. And I've got a whole video series of AliExpress purchase sets coming out, and this is one of the few of many. But this came in a little under a week and a half, and that's US, came from China, like awesome. I mean, it almost beats Amazon where I live. So they're really stepping up their game. I'm not affiliated, I'm not endorsed, I'm not paid, but I'm just genuinely impressed because, you know, these guys get a lot of really bad raps. But it's like, it opens up accessibility to such cool sets, or duplicates. Let's say you have the original one and you're like, man, I want to, you know, build up a bunch of ATTs. Well, now you can. So, anyways, I definitely do plan to get more of those, by the way. I'm going to need some for both sides. I'm thinking at least 2 more. So, I also need to get another turbo tank. But, yeah, so definitely sweet. We've also got more Doom Squad soldiers here. I'll have a short video come out with them soon. But these guys are awesome. I've already got a few over here. And these guys are so cool. They've got the shield, got their blasters. So they, you know, I even like did some research before this video. And they really were only in like a brief, you know, inclusion in the Clone Wars. One Tub, I think, ends up taking out one of those Jedis, one of the twins. So, you know, obviously that was a pretty important, you know, scene and kind of lead up there, but we really don't see those guys much other than that. So, you know, I'm really trying to give them some props and, you know, credit where it's due. So these are going to be kind of like my boarding party type troopers. So it should be pretty awesome. And, you know, they already get along with the 501st, so can't hurt there. So thanks. Be sure to subscribe.